just takes it off. Back.
That's me taking my seat. That's me taking my...
We both have 5 nuggets.
Okay, baby. Y'all, my hair not done, y'all. My hair not done. How we gonna fix it, y'all? How we gonna fix it? Maurice Harris is gone. How we gonna fix it? How we gonna fix it? Oh, God, how we gonna fix it? How we gonna fix it? How we gonna fix it? Welcome to She Loves Thee podcast. You know, some news dropped earlier today regarding our offensive coordinator.
Why is so sad, Mom?
I'm not sad though. I'm not sad. These are tears of jubilancy and joy. Oh! Everybody that's in the chat, hallelujah. Sing it with me, Braxton. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hey, yo, someone said my name, Braxton. See? JV said Braxton. Hey, JV.
He messing up my praise and worship, because that's what this is tonight. This is a revival of sorts, okay?
Is it?
Yes, it's praise and worship. You want to sing a song today?
Yes.
What song you want to sing? Not what you smacking all in the ear. You know, can't be doing all that. Anyway, welcome to She Loves Thee podcast. Okay. Oh, you want to?
Jesus loves the little children of the world. The rest.
So I just want to start off by saying, you know, I'm gonna get Braxton up out of here in a minute. I'm letting him make it for right now. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in. I've been saving this video for a little while, and see, this is the thing that folks don't know. A lot of times we know a lot of things that are going on. We just know how to keep our mouth shut. We know how to keep secrets. We know how to maneuver, throw shade, send out cryptic messages. You know, we know how to do that. And I'm saying that to say this. We're gonna just replay what we did the other day. And this is not to be disrespectful. We wish Coach Maurice Harris all the best in Auburn. As you can see, our coaches, how many coaches is that? Going 7-4, and you still elevating to FBS? You don't have to win the Celebration Bowl, the SWAC championship, go undefeated. You don't have to do all that to go to FBS coming out of Jackson State. You could go 7-4. What? You can go 7-4 and get elevated to the next level.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you something. We don't care. I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you something. We don't care. I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you something. We don't care. I'm here to tell you right now.
Oh, and just to let y'all know, as a precursor, I'm just letting y'all know ahead of time. I don't have time to look at the chat. I have moderators, and they do what they do, and I stand by whatever it is that they choose to do. Now, so If you go in timeout, you go in timeout for about 5 minutes. And if they feel like you're doing too much, they might ban you. But I'm so excited. Let me hurry up and get my stuff done, because I don't want for Mr. Year of the Rattler might come in here real soon. And so let me go ahead and get my stuff together. Get it on out there. So I just wanted to say that congratulations to Coach Maurice Harris. Now, allegedly, we already have our offensive coordinator chosen, allegedly. But I think one thing that I like about Jackson State football, how they run business, they get their stuff together. It's already done, already in the works. We don't have to wait for no month and a half. Everything is handled in-house, and it's never messy. After that exit that we had with Deion Sanders, everything has been ran with class, professionalism. I love that about Jackson State University. And the fans, outside of our regular day-to-day banter, we not going too much out of whack. Let me check my poll, my pre-show poll. So I incorrectly spelled Fred McNair's name, allegedly. That might be a different offensive coordinator. And I said, who do you guys want our offensive coordinator to be? Because allegedly it's already been chosen, but we're going to play a game. This is a conversation. I asked, what do you think about the exit of offensive coordinator Maurice Harris leaving? So if you're just now joining the chat, it's at the very top. I asked, Fred McNair's name is spelled wrong. So the choices are, where's Fred McNair? Jackson State is in trouble. Why did he wait so long? And lastly, nervous. Are you nervous? Is anybody nervous? I think for us, if we just realistically look at our season, what are some of the things that stopped a 7-4 from being a 9-2, right? What are some of the things that, if you look back at our season, that 9-2, what could you attribute that to? And I think there's two things that you could attribute a 9-2 season from a 7-4 season. And what was that? Offensive play calling was one of them. I definitely think special teams definitely played a role in that. And lastly, our defensive play calling. Let's just keep it a buck. You can't keep running a 3-3-5 and getting it jammed up the middle. And the run game, we went from, I want to say the year before that, we were first in rush defense. And then I wouldn't be surprised if we was damn near last this past year. I think the biggest thing for me is adjustments, right? Because everything can be adjusted. And I think for us, that was one of the main problems, is we weren't making those key adjustments that need to be done when you are trying to be 9-2. I think 7-4 first year head coach in all of HBCU, that is the best record for this particular year for a first-time head coach, was 7-4. But I think that difference that it made is definitely the calling and the schemes, because we had all the personnel. Amazing personnel. It just wasn't put together. And I think I agree with this statement. The difference between 7-4 and 9-2 was some of those key play calling. I over the last season, I think, especially when we are in those last drive of the game type of plays and y'all throwing it up the middle. Why are you guys throwing it up the middle? I need you guys to play the sidelines. Run to the sidelines. If somebody catches you, don't try to make any more plays. Get out. Go. So I think we just had a lot of missed opportunities. 7-4, absolutely amazing. I like 7-4. I liked it. I was like, dang, I wanted us to end 8-3 with that Alcorn game. I wanted us to be 8-3. 7-4, I'll take that. I'll take that, TC. And why? Number one, we beat South Carolina State. And when I say we whooped up on them, they really wasn't even supposed to score a touchdown. I don't know if that was like a mercy touchdown or what, but yeah. That. And then we beat Southern in their house. Another big win. All right, let's get to it. So, of course, the story was broken by none other than Zach McKinnell, aka Blue. I'm gonna go ahead and read the note. It doesn't look. Where is this article? I don't see an article, so I'm just gonna share. Jackson State offensive coordinator. Everybody needs to type allegedly. Can I get 10 allegedlys? Thank you, Jamie. Can I get some allegedlys? I just want to put that out there for my own sake, right? Jackson State offensive coordinator Maurice Harris is allegedly expected to join Hugh Freeze's staff at Auburn. Harris has worked with Freeze at Liberty, Ole Miss, and Arkansas State. JSU ranked number 1 in the SWAC in total offense under Harris. So, allegedly, we were number 1 in total offense. So, what was it? So, here's what I think. And, this is just what I think. I think that Coach Maurice Harris had a game plan. And, I think that he wanted to separate himself from Hugh Freeze so that he could possibly take a stab at being a head coach somewhere, right? And so Jackson State gave him that opportunity. So he needed, an opportunity to separate himself from Hugh Freeze. Because what do they always say? Maurice Harris was the offensive coordinator at Liberty, but he wasn't the one calling the plays. There's repeatedly, he's not the one calling the plays. He's not the one calling the plays, right? So he wanted to separate himself from them. Need to get some separation so that he would be able. It's kind of like Eric Bieniemy. Like, he wants to become a head coach. Phenomenal Kansas City Chiefs team. Let me separate myself so that I can be out there and I can become a head coach. So I don't think that Coach Harris thought that the results were what he was looking for. And I feel like Hugh Freeze told him, yeah, you go ahead and do whatever you got to do. You're always going to have a position. You can always come back. You have a place. It's kind of like a safety net. You go ahead and go off and go do what you got to do. You're going to always have a place here. We got a place for you. So, Jackson State, we ecstatic. Come on over here. come on over here, Maurice Harris. We'll be happy to take you in and you become our offensive coordinator. I liked it. And you know what? I still do, because as a first-year head coach, I like the coaching staff that Coach TC put together. I like Coach J.O. I like Coach Bradley. But when Deion Sanders replaced some folks after his first year, ain't nobody said nothing. It wasn't no big problem. When he said, oh, I'm replacing the offensive coordinator. Oh, I'm replacing the quarterback's coach. Oh, I'm replacing the strength and conditioning. Nobody said anything. And now Coach TC has a situation where he has to plug and play coaches, and now all of a sudden it's a problem. Why would it be a problem? Why could not Coach TC replace these coaches and elevate from a 7-4 to let me see. I'm gonna give it 10-1. 10-1. Why couldn't he do that? What's the difference? We have the continuity, still have the number 1 HBCU class. So if Deion Sanders could do it, why do you think that Coach TC couldn't do it? Make adjustments. Difference between Coach TC and Deion Sanders is Coach TC let them go ahead and remove themselves, and they were able to get, coaching jobs. But as we saw, which I know Mr. Campbell gonna get on me, but we saw Maurice Harris's name on the list for FAMU's head coach. We saw that. So you don't think that Coach TC didn't know that his name has been circling? You don't think the people at Jackson State didn't know that? So they already doing what they need to do? Come on. Come on. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when, and this is not being disrespectful, but when they said Coach Bradley was leaving, I was like, dang, I wish the offensive coordinator could go too. I wish he'll leave early. I mean, I said it. I could show you the screenshot. I literally said it. Then I heard it and I was like, this can't be true. Uh-oh. Brother Bakari says that he did call the plays at Ole Miss and Liberty. So, Brother Bakari, it would be interesting to hear from your point of view what was up with this lackluster. I maybe, and you know what? Maybe we were thinking too highly and expecting too highly, right? Sometimes you can think way highly of what a person should do. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. You're thinking you need to be here. Even though you right here, you need to be up here. I want people to realize that we're not in shambles like folks think we are. A lot of us are whoo, shit. Thank you, Jesus. Ooh, excuse my language. I'm sorry to cuss, but thank God that he's leaving now instead of waiting all the way to the spring game to make an exit. Okay? He's gone. Uh-oh. We got Blue in the chat. I know for a fact he didn't call the plays. Freeze has repeatedly said he's never given up play calling. So this was about, and based off of this opinion that he says is a fact that I'm going to bounce off of, I would say that Maurice Harris was trying to separate himself from Hugh Freeze, right? And you know what Hugh told him? You're going to always have a spot on my staff. You go do what you got to do. I support your decision. If you want to come back, you can come back. Isn't that a great relationship to have? If you want to leave, baby, go ahead and walk out the door. Yep. All right. So this was from last week, the new additions. We're already upgrading our staff. And that's why you don't see any players headed to the portal, okay? You might have a couple players playing hopscotch, right? But you don't see any players saying, oh man, this coach left. We got to go. 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 Right? So what were some of the things that we needed to address? Special teams. Oh my God. Special teams was the worst. I commend Jackson State, the coaching staff, the student athletes, the athletic trainers for getting us through that dark time, because when we literally did not have a punter or a kicker. We didn't have either. They were injured. And Coach TC was able to get Leilani Armenta, our long snapper, Avery Salerno, who has never kicked a day in his life, but his uncle kicked professionally. His uncle did. So he knew a little bit. But Avery Salerno went from long snapping to becoming a punter. Layla Armenta, she kicked. We had that bye week, and then we held tryouts, and we were able to pick up Watson. So we've had some rough storms that we had to get through. And surprisingly, TC was able to weather that storm, okay? Not too many people can say that. It's like when you are injury riddled and you're able to come up with that strategy and weather the storm. That's why Bethune-Cookman was so hard. We did not have special teams. So that's some difference makers. So now we have some difference makers on the team. This is adding Javonte Jones, who is a Jackson State great, to outside linebacker and special teams. That is an upgrade. Manny Ramirez as an offensive line coach. I mean, based off of his resume, it's an upgrade. And he has the personnel. Phenomenal offensive line class. Special. Yeah. It's them special teams. Everybody type in the chat special, because that's what it was. Had us holding our breath. And I keep on seeing this. Freeze has always called the plays. Always. So what does that mean? We are ecstatic that Coach Harris came to Jackson State. Jackson State is ecstatic about 7-4. And guess what? We are moving forward. And you know what? This train is moving like a well-oiled machine, right? Because we're taking out parts and replacing it, all while the engine is still running. Can you imagine that? You're not even stopping the engine. I ain't say it. Somebody else did. Somebody else did. And you know what's funny? What's funny is this. When they heard who TC's coaching staff was going to be, they was talking all the mess. He never called any plays. He didn't do this. And Jackson State was ecstatic. Why wouldn't we be ecstatic? Why would we not be happy? Why would we not be happy? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to be happy for anybody who joins the coaching staff. I'm going to be happy every single time something's announced. I'm going to be ecstatic. I'm going to be supportive. In TC, we trust. I'm not going to give no side eye until they prove otherwise. I'm sorry. I liked the blitzing under Dennis Thurman. It was like a drug to me. I loved the blitzing. It was probably why defensively it was so fun to watch. You know, a lot of times people say, oh, it's a low-scoring game. It's boring. Defensively, I loved watching the blitz All right. And so this is Chris Lowe. Auburn's head coach Hugh Freeze will take over play calling duties on offense in 2024. Freeze announced Friday that he had fired Montgomery after just one season. So if at the FBS level, if they can get rid of their coaches after 1 year, why can't Jackson State make adjustments? Uh-oh, somebody said drop the link.
It's the year of the tiger.
What year is it, baby?
It's the year of the tiger.
There we go. And here's the difference between Jackson State and other teams that we're not going to name. When we are unhappy with something, we might make a couple of comments like, dang, I wish we blitzed more. I wish we stopped doing that 3-3-5. But we're not going to start a petition that says, let's fire the defensive coordinator or, go on a Twitter rampage. We ain't doing all that. We're going to talk some mess, but we're not going to go that far. And he said, Freeze and Harris vacation and barbecue together. He forever has a job under Freeze. And you know what? Harris might have said, I want to make my own waves. And unfortunately, whatever it was that he was trying to achieve, he didn't achieve that. So Cube said, come on back home. Come on back home. I don't think we had the linebacker personnel to blitz as much. I feel like we did. Philip Webb was versatile. Isaac Peppers wasn't Isaac Peppers a linebacker? I feel like it was the scheme more so than anything. The schemes. The defensive schemes. I did not like 3-3. I think that, and you know what was so disappointing is on teams that you know that they're going to hint that they're running, it's like we still didn't make adjustments. FAMU said pregame, before the pregame, look, we got X, Y, and Z on running back. And for some reason, we still felt that a 3-3-5 was appropriate. And I think we have Ty Smart in another year. That's the thing. We have all of our team, with the exception of the graduates that were only there for 1 year. We still have it. We still have it. I'm gonna let Mr. Ford get up here and do all the talking when it comes to who should be the next offensive coordinator. But this is who I'm rooting for. And if we already have an offensive coordinator, that's fine. Let me just go ahead and get my bid in. This is who I want. Okay. Evan Henry back. I don't know if he went. Evan Henry, he came back. Oh, you guys are saying no. I don't know. They're saying no. Y'all saying no. Yes or no in the chat. If it's no, give me a thumbs down. If it's yes, put a blue and white heart in there. Somebody said hire Coach Dukley. Somebody said hell no. I think we're all in agreement that nobody liked the 3-3-5, and we could scream, kick, spit, all of that. Everybody is in agreement that the 3-3-5 was not it. I got so mad whenever I saw it. Hey, Mr. Ford.
You hear me?
Mr. Ford. Yes. How you doing, Mr. Ford? How you
All right, how
doing,
you doing? All right, all right.
Mr. Ford? I've been coming on here every week, and we done lost a coach again.
Hey,
What
that's
is
about
what
college
is going,
football.
what is going on at Jackson
Huh?
State? What's going on at Jackson State?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, that happens everywhere. I remember every year Nick Saban would lose both his coordinators, and he still win a national championship. But you people at Jackson State don't have to fret. You got one of the best AD in the country,
We
and
got one of the what,
I
Mr.
know
Ford?
TC. Huh?
We got one of the
Huh?
what, Mr. Ford? One of the best
The best
ADs.
AD. Yeah. You under telling fam use AD.
Mm.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you said that we got a better
Yeah.
AD
So
than.
and by the way, it, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear.
Well, I could.
Hey, the guy that's the quarterback coach that played at Central under TC, is he still in Jackson?
No, Quinn Billerman, he went to Austin P. Quinn Billerman. Okay, so these are the people that left. Quinn Billerman went to Austin P. Coach J.O., the offensive line coach, went to South Alabama. And then he got the defensive coordinator, Coach Bradley, to become the defensive line coach at South Alabama. And now we have our offensive coordinator going to Auburn. Mr. Ford, you breaking up a little bit. So basically what you're saying is we can take players from Alcorn, but we can't take their head coach. Why we can't take their head coach? Why we can't flip them? Dang.
Okay, who said that?
Because I said, who do you think the next offensive coordinator should be? And I was saying that it should be Fred McNair. Mr. Ford, your phone breaking up. You got to go get in that.
Yeah, I know it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
I
you
know.
now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
I was saying that you don't have to worry about it. Listen, your AD is in contact with coaches all over the country. He knows what to do.
So who do you think the offensive coordinator should be? Go ahead and start name dropping. I love it when you name drop, Mr. Ford.
I that's what I was asking. I need Doc on here. Ask Blue, who is the quarterback coach for Jackson State? Is he still on the staff? He was a young guy that played at Central for TC and Jerry Mack. Is
Quinn Billerman is at Austin P. He gone. He gone too.
he gone? Okay.
I feel like we should bring in our white tiger for that position. Casey Terrell.
Yeah. I could. Where is he now? Is he back in Michigan or where is he?
Let me look him up. Where you at? Let's see where he is.
Like I said, you ain't got to worry. You know that your AD and head coach will handle that. That won't even be a problem. I've been watching Ashley now.
Our new quarterback coach is Rip Kirk.
Okay, tell me about him. Where is he from?
Let me pull up his information.
Okay.
I want to say that he was already on the staff. He's a Mississippi State grad. So let me get his information.
Okay.
But what do you think about the elevation of all these coaches to FBS from Jackson State? So
that means you got quality people. See, the thing is, when nobody else wants what you got, then you ain't got the right folks. But when other people want what you got the right people. That means you got quality people.
So Rip Kirk is actually a young guy. He's
Uh-huh.
young. He played quarterback position at Mississippi State.
Okay.
He
Now he
went
played for
to South Panola High School.
Okay, I was about to say, now he played for Mike Leach. Did he play for Mike Leach?
I don't know. Let me see. Oh, in 2018. I'm looking it up over here on the official website.
Okay.
Because right now, all of our coaches that are hired, they don't have their bios yet like that. I think they're going to wait to drop like all of the bios, right?
Okay.
So what he was an offensive analyst. And so now it looks like he's at Jackson State. He's an offensive analyst. So now he's gotten upgraded to the quarterback coach.
Okay.
Somebody said he held a clipboard at Mississippi State. Kirk was an analyst on our staff last year. Listen, I cannot confirm who our new offensive coordinator is at this point in time. What I can say is that offensively, Jackson State is going to use the weapons that we have acquired. We did not take the #1 recruiting class for the second year in a row under TC. And then what is this, our 4th year under overall? We've been taking in some good classes, right?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
So we don't want to keep, why would we want to miss out on that opportunity? Don't want to miss out on that. Lord, this chat, I can't look at the chat, Mr. Ford. They doing too much in the chat.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
they're just, we have a lot of people who want us to have the same feeling that they're feeling in Tallahassee or in Baton Rouge or at Alcorn.
What's the feeling? What's the feeling in Tallahassee?
Ain't nothing going on over there. There's nothing going on.
Well, according to them, they're gonna run it back. So that's what they're saying over time. From
Mr. Ford, they were ranked.
The ones up in Atlanta that's talking. They said they're gonna run it back.
Saying? Who said that they was gonna run it back?
Yes, that's what they said. They're gonna run it back.
Class of 187, you ain't running nothing back. The only thing you running back is back to the drawing board.
Remember, I told you the other night they said that the only thing they concerned about is can this kid from FAU replace because some of them believe that he's actually better. So
okay,
that's supposed to be the biggest concern in Tallahassee.
So here's the thing. Musa works in a Willie Simmons style offense, right? But you don't have Willie Simmons anymore, right? So that's why it's kind of like you don't have the same play calling. You don't have the same coaching expertise. So it's not going to run the same. They rank, dang, their composite is 202. Now they got even worse. They signed 6 transfers. And I think you're talking about Daniel Richardson. That's who you're talking about, right? The 5'10" quarterback, 205 pounds.
Yeah, that's a kid. Yeah, Daniel Richardson. That's him. Yeah. Okay. That's him.
Okay. Well, let me see Jackson State's
quarterback at FAU, I think, last year.
Like I said, let's just keep it a buck. Who put the 61 points on Alabama A&M? Wasn't it TC?
Yeah, he was the offense coordinator at that game. Yeah, that's right.
So why TC can't do the play calling?
He can.
TC, right. TC
He
can
can.
call the offense. You know what I feel like? I feel like TC respected, which I liked. TC respected each of the coaches that he hired, and he hired them to do a job, and he let them do their job. And so this year, he's got to become more bullish because now your job is on the line. You were 7-4. There's a couple of games that, you know, you can't lose. One of them is homecoming, Southern at home, FAMU at home, and you really need to beat the brakes off of Alabama State. Those are 4 games that are kind of
What about
like,
Grambling? What about Grambling?
Okay, so with Grambling had a pretty good recruiting class, right? But for him, Coach Mickey Joseph, we standing by on that one, right? Because he's bringing in a lot of young talent. He's using that tutelage where I want to build my, I want to be high school recruit heavy the first year bringing in, to which for the transfer portal, I believe it should be, if it's your first year, you want to immediately win, you immediately bring in grad transfers, experienced players, plug and play those in all of those spots and develop the players from underneath. And then that's why this second year, that's why you saw a lot of, for Jackson State, you saw a lot of high school players that were being bought in. What's up, Doc?
What's going on?
Okay.
Y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we get you.
Oh, hey, how you doing, Mr. Ford?
We're good.
Hey, how's it going now?
I am good right now. I am on my lunch break at work, so I was dreading not to come to work today because I really wasn't feeling well.
Oh
But
man.
I've been having stomach issues for like the last couple of weeks. It's nothing really. But we are back. I ain't say we're gonna be back at square one as far as finding OC. I ain't gonna say nothing. Don't want to say nothing until all the word get out, until everything, all the ducks are in a row. Cross the T's and dot your I's. But I feel like TC can call the plays.
I mean, he dog walk Alabama A&M. It wasn't even fair. You talking about?
But I think on the sense of that, I mean, offensively it was good, but defensively that was like one of our best defensive games that we had that year. But I put it like this: I think he wants to basically straight be the overseer of the team, and like you said, let his coaches do their job, not to interfere in it. But if he has to, he has to jump in and kind of steer the ship, then by all means he's gonna do that. But I feel like he's gonna, whoever he gets as an OC, he's gonna, like you said, he's gonna, like he did with Maurice Harris, he's gonna let him do his job.
I think that all of our coaching, like our coaching positions, are actually going to be highly touted. Okay, who is AJ? I don't know who AJ is. Let me see. Hello.
What's going on, y'all?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. I'm the one that just put down there. I was agreeing with Doc that TC can call the plays. I'm not saying Maurice Harris held us back last year, but we had too many weapons that were not utilized properly.
That's true.
So, Timon, I was the one of your DMs earlier.
Okay. Yeah, I said we're gonna be chatting about it.
That's something good. But go ahead.
Allegedly, we already got folks calling for that offensive coordinator position.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
We don't have to hire a search firm and a search committee and the
Oh
alumni
no,
board
you don't do
and
that for no
football
not for
board,
no
alumni board,
yeah, you don't do that for no coordinators or no
and the
position
usher board,
And, and
and the what
and
else
the
we got?
deacon
I,
the
I
deacon
want to
board.
say this
Deacon
too.
board.
Everything that JSU has is already in house. Like we went 7-4 with a spanking brand new staff that was pretty much thrown together. So the type of athletes that we have brought in, all those 3 stars, I mean, upper echelon players that should be at Mississippi State and Ole Miss is like the Richard Mays, that cat. Oh my God, like y'all gonna be in for a treat with that player. He's
Mm.
explosive, man. Ole Miss wanted them super bad, but however, we've got him now. I'm telling you, when we open up the offense with Irv sliding that run in between,
And
it's gonna
Nate
be
Blount. Good
it's gonna it's gonna be
Lord.
it's gonna be
Oh
potent.
my God.
And that's another thing, players like JD Martin, you got to get them in the open field.
I
I
play
don't
for
even,
receiver.
yeah. So that's why I say everything that we have as far as coaches is already in house. A lot of people think, the sky's falling, etc., but they don't understand. Like TC already has a plan about how he wanted the program to work. He just needed to get it stabilized last year. So
So he
what we
already
saw,
had the plan before the plan before the plan. He probably has 3 or 4
yeah.
contingency
So
Man,
plans.
TC out here playing chess and everybody else playing checkers.
yeah, TC has a whole like list of things that he's been planning for this job for a very long time. A lot of people don't really understand that. Like this was his dream location. We had our AD put him in line and wait, and when he got his opportunity, I mean, last year, if you ask me, like the 74 record is really not indicative of the team that we had. Now, there were a few games that we could have pulled off, but even with that being said, TC, I mean, he coached as good as anybody could coach. Again, he was on learning his first year. He's gonna be super better this time around, man. So
And
I just wanted to share that with when Doc said that about TC calling plays. That's certainly something that the fan base could probably be seeing this season.
yeah,
Okay,
and
so I
I'll
want
say,
to ask a question right here.
oh,
Looking at last year's defense, right? Overall, Jackson State was, I feel like that we could pinpoint any couple of games and say we could have done this differently or we should have done this differently. Since the defensive coordinator has moved on, what type of defensive coordinator are you guys interested in? Do you want a blitz heavy type? What type of defensive schemes do you want to run? Do you think that the defensive coordinator could be Coach Quinn?
Well,
I
I could say this. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead, Doc.
you go ahead, AJ. You good? My bad.
No, I will go as far as our defense wasn't bad last year. I'm just gonna say that. Now, our defense wasn't bad. He called a lot of the wrong plays at the wrong time, and I know a lot of people say about that 3-man front. But if you go back to that Southern game, I think it was Keebrick Wiggins. The Southern receiver was like 6'5", 6'4", and when Keebrick's fell, he tripped over himself when he was a man to man. That's what kind of made him play more coverage. You see what I'm saying? Like we had to have 2 deep safeties a lot because of that. But this year, I'm not gonna say, and Doc probably know where I'm going with somebody mentioned Quinn. I believe we're gonna our DBs just like we did with under the previous coach, gonna be playing a lot of man to man. So, but I think overall the defense will be balanced. But again, it's matchups in football, man. It's matchups. So, but
Right,
that 3-man front, he just called it at the wrong times. He really did. Like
right.
Texas
Like I
State,
said,
there's no way we should have been in a 3-man front against Texas State. Our
yeah,
our D line was too small.
too small. Them dudes, especially those bookend tackles, was you talking about a dude was 6'7", 350, and another one was what like 6'6", 345
Yeah.
with nimble feet, and that's something that you can't put yourself in because it's like if you do, your dude's gonna get washed up. and you don't want to have your dudes be washed up. So basically, they could have had a four. They should have had a 4-man front on
Whole game.
on the whole game. They could have went to a 5-man if they wanted to. He could have kind of switched out. But I also looked at it as this too. Sorry, I'm outside, y'all. But I always look at it like this too because of the personnel that we have as far as um um the defensive line. I feel like in a sense we I think we was like almost on a shortage of defensive linemen because when you in a 3-man front, like I said, you literally are playing three inside D tackles
One
because they're
nose and two. Is that
one.
one nose, 2 ends?
Yep, and all they doing is taking up double team. Except for the nose is gonna take the center out regardless. In the guard, it'll be a guard tackle combo block against either both DNs. So it was supposed to it's supposed to let the linebackers float to the ball, but you really didn't see that because our linebackers was inconsistent. So hopefully we get when you get good linebacker play coming in, especially in a defense like that, um, linebackers like literally your linebackers are your D line. They supposed to split regardless. Like
Man, I
two
saw
split.
somebody in the chat that said size didn't matter on the D line. Man, I have to disagree with that. I'm
It
gonna have to disagree with that because
it,
I watched that Texas State game a lot, and of course it is an outlier. I do agree with that, but they were just pushing those guys around, man. Like there was nothing they could do. But the 4-man front, if we were there, or 5-man front, man, then we got to play more man to man on the back end. He just got to trust his DBs and his safeties and linebackers to make some tackles, man.
I just wanted to make a public service announcement. Having Parody Rattlers in my chat on my YouTube channel, but him having me blocked on Twitter is diabolical. Look, when you start talking shit about FAMU, they start talking. I knew y'all.
Well, how did family get in the chat?
I knew y'all was up in here. Go ahead and hit the like button. Y'all just can't help yourself. All you gotta do is say something. You know they gonna come up here saying something smart.
Fam, you done found their way in the chat. But no, seriously. But we have everything we need as far as a team in house. I'm telling you, man. Like this year, and definitely going to, we're going to see something that I think all JSU fans, we think that our girls basketball team is doing something, man. Football team is, those boys, they're serious about bringing us back to prominence. And I just got to go, fam, you people just drive me crazy. They did score a touchdown in the second half. Shut up. I got it out the way now. So back to Jackson State. I'm just saying, man. Y'all be just 28-10.
Make it plain. All right, let me go ahead and look at these stats because I'm gonna bring the difference between 7-4 and 9-2 is in these stats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the only team that finished better than Jackson State was FAMU, but Alcorn defensively had us beat. Southern defensively had us beat. Florida A&M, who of course swept the SWAC, they had us beat. And Alabama State.
Yeah.
Alabama
we came in behind those guys. Yeah.
And
but
they lost.
We could not stop a cold last year. We could not. Bethune was this close from beating us, man, because we stayed in that darn 3-man front.
Oh God. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So can you just tell me from your point of view, how did you feel when you got that announcement that the offensive coordinator was leaving? What was your process? Was it joy? Was it nervousness, happiness, sadness?
I was quite I don't know, it was it was a little bit of a mixed bag, because I like to see our team have its, gel from this, from last year to this year. But with that being said, that's why I keep going back to we have what we need in the building. A lot of schools, namely a few that we talked about a few weeks ago, don't believe in keeping people on the inside. So everything that we have, we already they're familiar with the program. They know the players. So few adjustments here and there. TC already has the ball. Has already had the ball rolling from last year. If you listen to a few of his interviews last year, he said there were going to be some changes, right? He's going to stand on business. So he's forward thinking, and I say that intentionally. So I think the football team overall, like I said, the fans will be very, very pleased with the direction of this program, man.
I think that one thing that it speaks to is how desirable these jobs are to anybody who is looking to add something to their resume. Just the separation in itself, the ability to go 7-4 and still have some of our coaches going to the FBS level and not going necessarily under it. You could call it I don't know if you could call it an elevation, but an elevation for their career as they think. So if they feel like going from the FCS to FBS, that's attainable through Jackson State, you're going to get some folks that'll call, some folks that might normally not want to be in FCS spaces that will say, well, dang. And even if it's an illusion, which means that that pathway that people might have had connections on those teams is why they got the job, or that job was always there for them, which is in Coach Harris's point of view. Some folks still might try to jump off and say, let me go ahead and apply to see if I can get it going. One thing you don't have to ever worry about over at Jackson State, there won't be a list leaked. If you are already at a coaching place and you want to make a transition, your names won't be leaked to the public. You don't have to worry about a list with your first and last name and your email and how long you've been coaching or where you're coming from. None of that will be leaked at Jackson State. So that's one thing you don't have to worry about. So just in case you want to have your people call our people, have the agent contact Jackson State so you can go ahead and get that interview in.
Nobody gonna slide on you.
Right. We're not gonna slide. We're not gonna snitch. We're not gonna snitch.
No, but with Maurice Harris leaving though, like I said, we had a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball. Timona, like there were times. She's even going to the Alcorn game. Like I know we put up points, but like for 2 or 3 quarters, we were just stagnant. Like the ball just seemed like it. I can't explain it. I watched every game over and over and over again. Studied the film, and it's just like the ball. We couldn't get going at times. You see what I'm saying, Doc? Like we would start off pretty good, and it was a lull for a long time. So, like, I don't know if it was his adjustments after the defense adjusted to us, or it was just he was stubborn and then not want to, I don't know, spread the ball. I'm not sure what he was calling at times. I'll just say that. But coming from where he had come from, I think the expectation was for him to do a lot more than he did. So, it probably left a lot of people, like I said, like really, really happy that he was leaving the building. But we're on to bigger and better things now. So,
Doc, I don't even know if
I think, bro. So, like I said, play calling, man. There were times where it just was like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, like we only need 2 yards. Why we, a 5 year, a go route. Like, dog, well, like just keep running the ball. Like, I don't know. It was a lot of confusion to me at times with his play call.
Yeah, my whole thing is when if the play call is going good, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. He wasn't that. I don't think maybe it was the adjustments, to the defensive scheme. But our O-line played really, really well like last year. So the amount of struggle that we were experiencing at times, like let's just take. I keep going to Texas State because again, they're an outlier. They were a much physical team. Us coming out of that game, everybody else that we played should have been like 45, 50 points putting up on the rest of the SWAC. If we continue to have a flow of offensive play calls.
Well,
So,
I'm gonna say this, and you know what? We're not coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And when the game is going, we love to become sidebar coaches, sideline coaches, or basically I'm watching the game calling what plays should be called. But I definitely think that this year we need to be next man up, next man up, next man up. I don't want to see a player who fumbled the ball in a couple plays later. I don't want to see it. I just don't. I want to see somebody else coming in, giving them an opportunity to make plays. Because I think a lot of times, like they said, we underutilized all of our players. Like there's no rhyme or reason for that. We need to be utilizing all of our players, top to bottom. And I would venture to say that we can talk all day long about our offensive coordinator and the plays, but there was some very key plays that it wasn't the play caller and it wasn't the coaching. It was the players making boneheaded mistakes that shouldn't. Tackling, oh my God, tackling was atrocious. And it wasn't just game one. It was game one, we were pretty good. Game two, terrible. What was Texas State was what? Game 4?
Yeah, Texas State was.
I did not block EA. Who said that I blocked EA? And then why you only send me $1? Y'all, somebody sent me $1 and asked me, why did I block EA? First of all, why are you only sending me $1? That's number one. Number two, I didn't block EA. I didn't do that. EA must have been talking. He shouldn't have been talking. I don't have control over who gets blocked because I'm doing too much. Like I can't focus on who gets blocked. So I'll go ahead and check, but I'm pretty sure if you got blocked, it was probably because you said something out of pocket. Some of our play a whole bunch of ones beat a whole bunch of nuns. Who said that? Oh, Simply Beautiful said that EA needs to stay blocked. I want the ball in Kobe Paul's hands more. I couldn't agree more. Hunt should have touched the ball 5 to 7 times. There's you go. Another player that, EA, they're saying keep your raggedy ass in there. So if I
Hey,
I didn't say that. What?
Timona, can I say something? Like,
yes.
And I know you said about the players fumbling. All right, we can go to Alabama State and that.
Okay, let's do Alabama State. This is perfect. I want to hear your breakdown. Please break it down for me because I don't want to hear about Jason Brown, but I want you to break it down for me about Alabama State.
I mean, we talking about the future, but for example, the play that I think it was a hitch. I want to say.
You talking about Jacoby and Morgan to 7 in the red zone, right? Is that what we talking about?
No, this is the one I think after halftime when we were driving.
So this was this was Jason Brown to 7 McGee. It was a catch.
Yeah, it was a catch, and he got hit by
it was a completed pass, right?
Completed pass. He got hit by the DB. I want to say the linebacker.
Okay,
like he threw it into the teeth of the defense. This is what I'm saying. Like that's you got to spread a team like that out. Their strength was up in the middle with their linebackers and their I mean, of course they had DBs that was 6 whatever, but we didn't even try it. That's what I'm saying. Like we didn't even try Alabama State like that, which was again goes back to our play caller. So I think that's what most people will, when we talk about not having an identity, a lot of that rests on the shoulders of our OC. So I just wanted to pinpoint that.
Okay. So we can say, you know what, that was a wash, whatever. Okay, I get that. So let's give him that. Let's give him that fumble, right? What about that second fumble?
That second fumble. Yeah.
Who the second fumble on? Hey, Mr. Ford.
Hey, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was on set. That second fumble was strictly on him.
AJ, what you think about that? What's your synopsis? What's your analysis for the second fumble? What's the analysis for the second fumble?
I said the second fumble was on solely on Seven.
Now the second fumble was, the player fault, but I mean, it's no excuse to ever put the ball in the dirt. Kobe, Paul, and him about the same size. I want to say Kobe put the ball on the ground, so it's all about fumbling. Is about hold the ball up, man, high. But I don't want to put it all on Maurice Harris, but I'm saying we didn't have an identity for much of the season.
Y'all are putting it on Maurice Harris now. Y'all putting a lot of it on him. So I'm gonna have to push back a little bit because I want to know what the scheme is for what is the identity that you're saying.
Okay, so let me say this.
Morgan, he's got that Cam Newton type of lifestyle, Now Jacobian, he had a little bit of fumbleina. What was that at Valley?
He said fumbleina.
Fumbleina at Valley. He was overcoming injury. He's got the size, the stature. I feel like he needs to work on his efficiency a little bit with the passing game or with his passing. But let's just keep it a buck. If we're moving forward and we want to win the SWAC, what are the adjustments that we need to make? Because we got Jacoby and Morgan, we got Zy McDonald, we got Ethan Terrell. So we have a stacked quarterback room again. So what is it that we need? What type of adjustments? Mr. Ford?
A dominant defense, baby. Special team.
Okay, so I think that with Javancy Jones, I think special teams is not going to be an issue.
Okay.
Outside linebacker, we definitely going to have to bring in some more personnel. And that's what I'm saying. So we have a deep quarterback room, right? But my question now is, what are we going to do? What type of identity are we looking at? What type of offense are you guys looking at running?
Well, Timona.
I'm glad you came back up here.
I was, when you said that, somebody put it in the chat. We never put Colton Adams, and this is about the OC, in coverage. He never was matched up. I told you, football is about matchups. We never matched him up, man to man against anybody. Even if they were playing zone, we still can run the ball or whatever. But we did not force their hand. We didn't force anybody's hand all season. That's how I know that our defense was like, let's see what works. I mean, our offense was like, let's see what works. We don't want to make mistakes. We were very careful. Very careful. I was surprised to see Jacobian throw down the field against Alcorn, but it made me happy because we hit on it. But, we were very predictable at times that our offense, that's why it stalled so much.
Well, I need to know what the game plan is. Give me some offensive play calling. Everybody said that we need a difference. What is that difference?
Well, guess what?
Let's look at these stats. Stats.
Okay.
So Jackson State conference only stats. So points, we average 27 points per game. I need for us to be averaging like 45 points per game, not 27. Total first downs 230, rushing 99, passing 107. That's like our average. Penalties, we average 24 penalties per game. They need to
Woo.
Yeah.
You average how many penalties?
24.
A game?
No, not 24. I'm sorry. 24 penalties on the year. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's see. Yards lost, 355. I don't know if that's a lot of yards or not. That's for rushing. Looked like we was running backwards, wasn't it? I'm just kidding. Rushing touchdowns, we had 17. Our defense had 20. Let's look at... I don't even want to look at returns and kicking because everything was messed up with that. Fumbles. We averaged per game 66.4 yards per game. Like whenever we did do a penalty, that's a high penalty. I think the SWAC was really penalty heavy this past season. Like those refs were calling penalties left and right. Let me see if I can make this bigger so y'all can see what I'm looking at. And we didn't have no type of sacks. Our sack line was abysmal. $39 touchdowns total. So Jacobian Morgan is supposedly supposed to be QB1 this coming season, right? They basically call him the next Cam Newton. What does Jacobian Morgan need to be focusing on in this offseason?
His accuracy. He's got the accuracy in the intermediate game.
His accuracy.
Yeah. Because he'll get his shots downfield. You'll get a chance to throw deep. But the thing is, you got to be accurate in the intermediate game and in the flare outside of the backfield.
Yep, hit him in stride.
Yeah. Now, the thing I like about Jackson State is when they run two tight ends.
Hey, man, come on.
A lot of people like four wide receivers. I like two tight ends and two wide receivers.
But matchups,
they're
right?
dominant when they got Jency Riley on the field with another tight end. That offense is dominant.
We got Sebastian St. Louis as tight end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like Jackson when they run two tight ends.
What's Chase's last name? Doc. Chase is also a tight end. I feel like playing to the strengths of the quarterback because last season, one issue that we had was we weren't like, if you know that Jason Brown has bricks for his feet, why would you even put him in a situation where he would have to run the ball?
See what I'm saying, Tamona? Thank you. Now, who fault is that, Tamona?
I feel like Jason Brown looked left, looked right, and he just decided on his own to take off. Ain't no way that they told you to run the ball. Come on now.
That is on the OC. That is on the OC, though.
No, it is not. He started running his damn self.
You got to put your players in the position to win. Now, like Mr.
And then
Ford said,
running up the middle. Oh my God, I was so effing mad. Boy, if you don't run to the damn side,
it's about matchup. Yeah, oh God. Mom, don't make me laugh. I was trying to talk football.
I was so mad.
You did bring up something that I wanted to bring up as well. The sack total, right? You see where we struggled. We did not also have an attacking defense.
Oh yeah, the lack of sacks.
We sat back and let people just dink and dunk and like I cannot. That's not our style, and especially Jackson State. That's not our brand of football. We are attacking. We go downhill to hit the quarterback. We've always done that. So for us to sit back, zone up, and just let teams try to make mistakes, you see what Texas State did to us.
I don't think Texas State. Now, I'll say this: offensively versus Texas State, Jackson State was hanging tough there for a minute. It was the defense, and it was our special teams. Like, I wanted to fire the special teams coach at that point in time because why do you keep kicking this damn ball down the middle of the field? Kick it. to the side, damn near out of bounds. If you have to kick it out of bounds, we'll take the penalty.
Yeah, we definitely need we definitely
run it back, because then you're putting the pressure on the defense. Now the defense damn tired. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, that anything that could go wrong in that game definitely went wrong. But and I'm using it as an outlier though. I'm not saying because we did play good offensively in spurts, but again, special teams was the curse for us all year long. So hopefully Javante on board now, we can get some stability there. And we can definitely, like I said, the program is trending in the right direction at this point. But talking about Maurice Harris, he is he leaves a lot to be desired coming from where he come from.
Well, we appreciate Coach Maurice Harris and the time that he was here. We appreciate Coach Bradley and the time that he was here. We appreciate Coach J.O. and the time that he was here. We wish them all well. Mr. Haynes, spring practice is a glorified, what is that?
It's just a practice.
Hey, let me ask. Hey, J.O. is leaving?
Where you been at, Mr. Ford? He was the first one out the door.
He was the first one gone.
Oh, okay, J.O. was offensive line, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
yes.
right. That's the guy from in Northern Illinois.
Northern Illinois, right.
Yeah, I remember. I'm sorry. Yeah.
He's from Northern Illinois. I'm surprised that he didn't get Hammock. Why he didn't go get Hammock? Because isn't Hammock from Northern Illinois too? That's where his brother coaches, Coach Hammock. I'm surprised he didn't take him too.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that he should take him. I didn't say that. I was just making a parallel that Coach Hammock was, at there. So
now, when did you say the beginning of spring practice is?
In March.
Yeah.
It's in okay.
Our offensive line coach, Mr. Ford, is Manny Ramirez from Texas Southern.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember man from Texas Southern. I remember him. Yeah, the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, that's him right there. So I don't know. For me, just on paper. Now we not talking about like.
Oh, that's a good hire. That's a good hire.
We won't take a step backwards.
Yeah, that's a good hire. He knows what he's doing.
That's definitely a one up for me if I'm looking at. If I'm saying, okay, Jackson State has to get these new coaches in. If I look at Manny Ramirez and Javante Jones, I'm happy about those hires. And I think that it's only up from there, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we're going to need to see some elevation with them linebackers, okay? The inside linebackers got to do some tackling, some dominant. Now, I will say this, Isaac Peppers was a huge get. I really wish he had one more year.
But I mean, overall, the defense has to be more attacking,
cohesive, more cohesive.
They were off balance a lot last year. Linebackers would jump into a hole and didn't know where they were going. They wasn't reading. They were just, I don't know what they were doing, honestly.
I like that for Texas State offensively, we were going toe-to-toe for a minute. There are FBS teams that did not put up as many points as Jackson State did in that game, which was why it was so confusing how we put up 30 plus points against Texas State. And then we come back to the SWAC and we damn near act like we can't score 2 touchdowns. What the hell's going on?
That's it.
So that's why I feel like, okay, so I'm going to put this next slide, which is, of course, potential coaches.
What you think, Timon? What you thinking?
So defensive coordinator, I mean, I'm just name dropping. I can't confirm or deny, or I'm just saying this. All of these names going forward from this point on are just conjecture, right?
Sounds good to me.
So if I want to go ahead and just name somebody as defensive coordinator, I'm going with Coach Quinn.
Amen. Let every Tiger in there that's in the chat put a Tiger in there. Amen. That's right.
I mean, he dominated DBs, no fly zone. So for me, I think that
was a good one. I think that's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's already in house.
You know, we don't even have to go nowhere. Well, Dr. James Smith, then who? You over here, you keep saying no. Who then? Who? Not Ed Reed. That's for damn sure.
Can we have a conversation without mentioning his name?
Please, for the life of SWAC football.
I haven't heard anything wrong. I haven't heard anything. Okay, so offensive coordinator wise, like on some real tip, let's name some decent offensive coordinators just out the blue. Just
TC Taylor. No. Come on, Timona. You know he was killing it before he was quote unquote demoted.
Dang. Okay, so if TC Taylor decides to take that offensive coordinator role, not necessarily offensive, what I mean is if he decides to take the play calling, does he then give a young offensive or inexperienced offensive coordinator that title, with the understanding that TC is going to be doing the majority of the play calling? Like,
I mean, that's the beauty of being a head coach. Yes, I mean, if you're talking about keeping everything in house, which I agree with his principle, if he does that and brings along a little younger offensive analyst, that's perfect for the program in the long run, man. Like, so TC has a plan. Trust me when I tell you.
y'all not name dropping no other offensive coordinators.
There ain't no other ones, Timona. That's it.
That can't be it. That cannot be the only one.
Who else could we bring in? I told you everything we have is in the house. Don't forget I said that. Who you want to bring from the outside with different philosophies? That's got to learn.
White Tiger.
Casey.
Let's just make it a Jackson State, Jackson Great affair. Like everybody come on in there.
Why do you think TC Taylor? Not saying that you're saying he shouldn't be, but why do we need to name anybody else?
So my premise is you let TC Taylor the head coach do the play calling, similar to how Hugh Freeze is getting ready to do, right? Hugh Freeze done already said it. He still has to name an offensive coordinator. So at that point, you give someone like Casey Terrell the ability to be that offensive coordinator. You choose maybe a younger guy that needs that experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you still allow Coach TC Taylor to do the play calling. Somebody said Robert Kent.
Was Superman?
Would he take the job though?
He take a job. That's the question.
Daryl Ashbury.
He's been our OC before in the past.
Yeah, and he also been the head coach. That's who he coached. That's who TC head coach under.
Let him stay in that radio booth up there with Rob J.
I'm with Mr. Ford on that. Our offense was kind of
Yeah, he struggled. The head coach at Texas Southern too. He gave TC a shot at Texas Southern. Or was that Cole that did? Was that Cole that did that?
Ford.
Yeah.
Mr. Ford, you ain't said nobody. All you just said was leave that man over there commentating.
That's because he know his history.
Some coaches. We need some coaches.
No,
listen, I told you don't have to worry. Listen, Ashley got it on lockdown. He gonna bring in some good people. He and TC just got to get together. They gonna bring in. I mean, whoever they bring in, you gonna really like them. Because one thing about Ashley, he knows quality. He knows quality coaches. You ain't got to worry.
So while the whole SWAC is recycling their own their particular coaches, what TC is wanting to do is start a pipeline of his own internally. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
I love this. He's trying to build his own dynasty. Okay.
He wants to. Everything that Jack State has, and we're going to be growing, is going to be starting what's already in there. Why do you think he brought somebody like Javante back home?
Man, that was a win. Like, you know what? That news dropped the same day Coach J.O. dropped. It kind of Coach J.O. and the leaving. First of all, the offensive line new coach coming in, that was basically a done deal. Like, we didn't have to open up a search committee, and we didn't have to hire a search firm to get these replacements, right? So TC has a backup plan to the backup plan.
Right.
Somebody said they need to bring in Bill Belichick.
Bill, what?
Okay. We definitely can't. And now if he come down here voluntarily, we'll listen.
I don't think that Javanti will be the new defensive coordinator, just because he's coming from.
He has to get his feet wet.
Yeah,
with his level of
So
football.
I feel like that if I'm going in-house, I'm definitely going with Coach Quinn.
Yeah.
And just everybody it's a succession. Like, okay, let's go ahead and shuffle the board a little bit, right? I leave Javanti at special teams and outside linebacker.
And I'm telling you, Javanti at that position, our linebacker player is going to tick it up about 5 notches. Trust me when I tell you, because he was a dog.
Somebody said that there's a name, somebody by the last name of Jones for offensive coordinator.
Is that Chris Jones?
Oh, are you name dropping? Let's look him up. Don't be over here name dropping. Chris Jones.
Hey,
where's that at?
Hey, I got a name for y'all.
From Norfolk State. Where is he from? Where's Chris Jones?
He was head coach of Starkville.
Starkville.
Mm-hmm. He was a JSU great.
Yeah, he came from Jackson State. Hey, I got a name for you. I can name drop for you for defensive coordinator.
Who?
Cedric Thornton.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Wait, hold up.
No,
you got Cedric Thornton from Grambling, huh?
Yeah, Coach Dawn Thornton's husband. Miss Diva Coach's husband. Hey, he's sitting at the house, bro.
Nah, we don't need him, Doc. We're gonna let him make it, Doc.
Come on, man. I just put it out.
Oh, come on, there you go. There you go.
Okay, so Chris Jones, he was named the 2023 MAC Football Coach of the Year. They won their first state championship. Okay, he won a state championship.
He was a dog and receiver at JSU.
So is he over here? Listen, now this is one thing that I can get into, which is the returning of the Jackson State greats, like building a team based off of JSU greats. Oh my goodness!
Oh, and did him and TC play together, Doc? Or was I want to say Chris was? Damn, I had to go look.
Let me go ahead and read this. Football head coach Chris Jones was named 2023 Coach of the Year in football by the Mississippi Association of Coaches last Tuesday. Jones led the Yellow Jackets to their 7th state title and first since 2015, going 12-3 overall. Starkville ended the season on an 8-game winning streak, defeating Tupelo in the semifinals and Brandon in the state title game in Hattiesburg. This is a huge get for like several different reasons.
Come on, listen. Starkville, all those kids were going to state and Ole Miss. That's what I was saying earlier. Now those kids like the Mays and the Isaiah Spencers that we have, we are set. We are trending in the place we've never gone before. We couldn't get those kids. Brandon, Madison Centrals, Ridgelands, Starkvilles. Like we weren't even going after those kids. But now we got them on campus. This is a new day, and that's why I said
that right there.
Yep.
It's almost a no-brainer. Now, these are all alleged. We're just.
I would definitely take a Chris Jones.
We're just having a conversation. But I will say this.
Yeah, TC and him did play together. Yep, TC and him did play together.
I mean,
yep.
If I'm trying to build that pipeline, it's already like automatic, right? You getting the kids to come to Jackson State. And then you might, and I say might, which is with folks who have that Jackson State in them, you might get them to be able to commit and say, okay, I can get them for at least 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Versus someone that has no association with Jackson State, no association with the blue and white.
Mm-hmm.
like that idea. Mr. Ford, what you think about Chris Jones?
You got to give me some background on him now. Tell me a little bit about him.
Okay. He won state championships last year.
And what was his high? Was he at a high school?
Yeah.
What was the name of it?
Starkville.
Oh yeah, I know about Starkville. Oh yeah, if
They a
he's
powerhouse.
Starkville, yeah. Oh yeah, I know about Starkville.
They up
Oh,
there,
yeah.
West Point, Tupelo. Who else
Yeah.
up there, Mr. Ford? Shoot,
That's South
Louisville.
Panola. You mentioned South Panola. Then.
Yep, South
Yeah.
Panola. Mm-hmm.
But you know what kids.
How about Vicksburg? Vicksburg's not turning out athletes like they used to.
Mr. Ford, it's a 6'5" defensive end down there in Vicksburg. I've been trying to get on Coach Odess. He a junior this year. Oh, that kid is he's a dog. So yeah, Vicksburg got some kids down there that could really.
Hey, but you know,
put the next level.
hey, but AJ, you know when you talk about South Panola, that ain't nothing but a pipeline to Ole Miss right there.
See, yeah, you're right. I was trying to name other schools around them.
You said that's a pipeline?
That's a pipeline to Ole South Panola. Man.
Yeah, they weren't letting Jack State come up there and.
So, do you think that would be a get around for that? Then is to get
we would go after the Starkvilles. We would go after the Louisville. We would go after the West Points. Is it October? What's the name of it? Knoxville County? What's that school? All them doggone running backs came out of.
Neshoba?
Yeah, is it Neshoba?
Neshoba County?
Yeah, like they got dogs all up there. Now those kids, they get it out the mud. So, but I mean, this is it could open up a pipeline for us for sure. Yeah, Mississippi got tons of talent.
Now, Chris Jones, is he a graduate of Jackson?
Yes, sir. He played wide receiver. He was with TC.
Okay, with TC.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think he was number three at the time.
Yeah. Okay, I think I remember him. Yeah. So Kent was throwing to them, right? Is that they were catching him from
Jones?
Kent?
Yep, and
yeah,
it was Kent. Yep.
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, the Golden Triangle. Oh, Columbus is another school I was trying to think about.
What about Moss Point? Are they still turning out them kids?
You know, that's a good question, but they're south, so
and Gulfport.
Gulfport got some dogs down there too.
So is this Chris Jones the same wide receiver that was born in 1982 and he was an undrafted free agent for the Minnesota Vikings?
Yeah, he went pro for a while. Yeah.
Okay, so it says that he played for the Seahawks. Well, he was signed to the Seahawks. He was an undrafted free agent for the Minnesota Vikings. Had a little bit of, I guess, I don't know if it's CFL league.
I want to say TC was either a year ahead of him or behind. Somebody in the chat.
But he's from Macon, Mississippi.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Down there with them country boys, man.
So I feel like Coach TC Taylor and him at the helm for offense. Does he want to coach?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
What about Sylvester Morris?
Where's Cat? Where's he at now? Is he back in New Orleans?
Let me look.
Yeah, he's back in New Orleans. I talked to him a couple months ago.
Yeah, I hadn't heard his name in years.
So basically, everybody wants to go through there. So listen, these are all conjecture. Nothing is set in stone. But it's great to have these conversations. I think that Jackson State will be naming their defensive coordinator shortly.
Yeah.
And then you know what? They might not name it at all outwardly. I looked at a Twitter profile, and for the wide receivers coach for Jackson State, and I don't know if they're waiting to announce it formally, but he already has Jackson State up at the top part of his Twitter. So I guess we're just waiting for the formal announcement. So just because you don't hear it and you don't see it doesn't mean that moves aren't being made.
Right. There you go. Somebody said TC was 2 years ahead of Chris. Yeah, we were dominant on offense during those times. That's right. Yes, sir.
Allegedly, White Tiger said Jackson State is his dream job.
Well, come on down, Casey, with quarterbacks coach.
We already got a quarterback coach.
Hey, move him somewhere else. Hey, listen, Casey is a different breed, man. I'm telling you. That guy there, he see the field immaculate. He does see the field. He was hitting some passes. We was like, how he do it?
Somebody said, get Fred McNair. I've been saying that. I'm gonna let y'all, you just say Chris Jones. So that was a nice little name drop. Casey, I would not mind at all. And I feel like us getting Casey, that Casey wouldn't mind TC taking over play calling. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Timona, I got somebody in the chat, R. Sultan. He can tell you about the kid from Vicksburg. He need to come up here and tell you, man, it's some dog. Listen, if we get the Mississippi talent to Jackson State, it is over.
And we have been. And we have been.
Over. It is over. I'm telling you right now. Yep.
We're getting them to flip. So that's nice. I like that. So for the potential coaches, of course, we have none other than y'all name dropped Chris Jones, which is a Jackson State great. Then you guys name dropped White Tiger, another Jackson State great. Somebody said Sylvester Morris. He's from Jackson State. Anybody else? Fred McNair is from Alcorn, but of course we don't want Fred at the house. Come on down to Jackson State.
Who said that we wanted Fred? Who said that?
I said it.
You want Fred?
Man, of course. He can come play. I mean,
but we can't even we the kind of money he's gonna be asking for. We can't.
Man, Fred, go ahead.
Not gonna take a pay cut.
Go ahead and take this 100,000.
Whoa, we can't give him that kind of money.
How much do you think the offensive coordinators make?
We're gonna put him in D
coordinator. Wait. How much do you think Coach Mo was making? He's making at least 90 to 100,000.
What I'm saying is, you think that we're talking about the Alcorn head coach Fred McNair coming and making.
Fred McNair can take a pay cut to coach.
That's a lie. Cut, Simone.
What? Okay, so so here's my premise for why Fred McNair should accept the 100,000 and come on over to Jackson State. Number one, you're gonna knock a year off on your retirement, right?
I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you was gonna say that. Go ahead.
Like, what are we doing here? Do you want to get closer to your pension, or do you want to sit up here and pout? Okay. You got to take a pay cut?
Yeah, I that pay cut tomorrow. No.
You take $100K. Somebody said it's 80,000 for your coordinators. We can find him the other 20. Take 100. Come on down here. That means you only have 2 years left. You're not getting Fred want more money than TC. Fred,
I'm saying that this is Fred, okay.
If you're watching this live, or if somebody sends you this live, come on down to Jackson State.
Simona, we're talking about TC's a young head coach with fresh ideas. Not saying Fred McNair is like out there, but he's not gonna come to Jackson State. Number one, he's not coming. He bleeds too much brave through and through, man.
He better brave on over. They ousted that man out of his job, and he is on the couch.
I mean, but listen,
come on over to Jackson State and sit down and come over here and let TC. You ain't even got to do no big work. TC gonna do all the play calling.
Yeah, we're not giving him any charity because of what he did to himself. Now
they said he wouldn't even accept 300,000 tax free. He definitely ain't taking 100. FAMU did not have 300,000 to give Fred McNair because number one, they didn't want him there, so he was gonna have to take 215,000. He said,
No,
take me out the group chat. I don't want to be here.
That was actually
they didn't have the $300,000 for him because they were never going to give Fred McNair $300,000
No,
because they
that was
didn't
Texas
want him
Southern.
there in the first place.
That was Texas Southern that was gonna get him $300,000.
He was gonna take it. They didn't hire him.
No, he was gonna take it, but he flaked out and went back to Alcorn to see what they were gonna count. He was in the running.
For
he
what?
Take it he was in the running for the head coach spot at Texas Southern, but he didn't take it.
We know
because
that he was in the running, but he didn't
Yeah.
decline the money. The
Yes,
board
he
of
did.
the board. No, he did not. The board of trustees didn't put it through.
No, what I'm saying is he went back to Alcorn to see how much they were going to counter the actual offer that he was
With
giving.
Texas Southern, with Texas Southern, it was the board of trustees is the reason why he's not at Texas Southern. That's the reason why he's not there. It wasn't because of Alcorn. It was because the board of trustees said, no, we don't want Fred. At FAMU, he wasn't accepting $215,000. They said one of the candidates dropped out from the FAMU head coaching job. That was Fred. Ain't nobody finna take no 215 at the highest of Seven Hills. All that bragging y'all do about all that money you got.
But shit, they gave told you so. They don't mean nothing. He was either taking or leaving.
Yeah,
yeah,
Board of Regents. Sorry,
a
not
lot of Fred McNair stuff. Like I think G even mentioned like
I
he's
wish
probably
y'all
out
was
of
stop
touch.
talking about how coaches are old school.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm being honest, Timona. Like I
Is
coach
Hugh
basketball.
Freeze old school?
I coach
Is Nick
basketball.
Saban old school?
That's why he left. That's why he retired. Coach
He's
Saban
done.
retired.
Coach
Yeah,
Saban
Donna-
retired because he's sick of y'all four strings sitting up there thinking you're supposed to get $50,000.
Hey, what about Lewis Tillman? About Lewis Tillman. Look him up, Timona.
So he want to coach football?
Hey, we trying to get a gauntlet of all JSU talent, man. Superstars back in the building. Why not? Hell, bring Aubrey at this point. Let's give him
No,
a shot.
Aubrey's still trying to get. Okay, so Lewis Tillman. Okay, he's 57 years old. And he's a former professional American football running back in the NFL. He played for 7 seasons for the New York Giants and the Chicago Bears. He played college football at Jackson State University and was drafted in the 4th round of the 1989 NFL draft.
Play for the Giants.
He's been elected to the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame. He's from Hazelhurst, Mississippi.
Come on, we got dogs. I'm telling you.
He played for the legendary coach W.C. Gordon, rushing for over 100 yards in his first college game. In 1987, he was SWAC Player of the Year and a first-team all-conference selection. He gained 1,474 yards and broke the single-season record of Walter Payton. During his JSU career, he ran for more than 100 yards 19 times and totaled 3,989 career yards. Whoa.
That's why I put it. Hey, come on now.
Guess who broke that record? Dexter Wright broke that record.
That's right.
Dexter Wright broke that record like 6-7 years later.
Tillman was a 4th round draft choice of the New York Giants, where he was a member of the 1991 Super Bowl championship team. In his career, Tillman played 5 seasons with the Giants and 2 with the Chicago Bears. He is a member of both the SWAC Hall of Fame and JSU Sports Hall of Fame. He ain't got a gold jacket yet.
Yeah.
Tillman, along with class of 2023 inductees Jeff Herod, Paul Mahomes, John Magnum, Jim Page, Tony Rossetti, Carol Ross, and Patrick Surtain. Okay.
Just a name.
Condolences to Richard Castor's family. I forgot to mention this on the last live. I apologize. Richard Castor, he passed away last week at the age of 75. He was a football star player at Jackson State from 1966 to 69. He had a battle with Parkinson's disease. He was living in New York at the time of his passing. He's a native of Mobile, Alabama. He was recruited to JSU by former head coach Rod Page. Along with Page's successors, Ulysses McPherson, the pair helped develop the Williamson High School graduate into a proto tight end who was also a member of the relay team on the Tigers track and field squad. After graduating from JSU, Castor would go on to enjoy an illustrious 13-year career in the NFL, including 8 years with the New York Jets, followed by another 5 years with the Houston Oilers. I can't say that name, Oilers, the New Orleans Saints, and the Washington Redskins, which is now what, the Washington Commanders?
Commanders, yeah.
He finished his pro career with 322 receptions, 5,515 yards, and 45 touchdowns. He averaged 17.1 yards per catch as a pro. He was an inductee into the Jackson State Sports Hall of Fame, and he was honored as a member of JSU's All-Century team and All-Centennial team. So condolences to Richard Castor, Jackson State and NFL great.
Yeah, his son is actually a pro wrestler too. I just know. His son is an actual pro wrestler and
really?
a rapper too. So
okay, so we got some greatness. Stop sending me EA. You gonna have to send me more than $1. You can't keep sending me $1 talking about you blocked. Or is he in timeout? He sent me another $1. Did he send me another $1 or is this the same one? Listen, you have to send me more than $1. I can't even get a piece of candy for $1. You need to send $1.25 at least. Good Lord. You can't even get a Kit Kat bar. Lord. The coach was Bob Hill. Yes, you need to send some money because $1 ain't gonna get it. $1 is not gonna get it. EA sending me $1. All right, so overall, I if all hearts and minds are clear, I would like to replay how people thought that Jackson State was going to react to this news that that our coordinator, left the building versus how we actually reacted, right? Because I think people thought we were going to be upset, right? But we're not. Some of us are actually, after this conversation, it sounds like some of y'all are elated. Y'all are excited.
Elated is a good word.
You done messed me up to Jackson visit. I done called the police because I'm doing a refund.
We don't have to worry about hiring a search firm, a search committee. Look, we just did it for free. Mr. Ford, Doc, and AJ just came on here. We done name dropped about 4 or 5 folks that could possibly be offensive coordinator. We done all the dirty work.
Good job, team.
Your agent, call our AD and head coach if you guys are interested. Make sure you call because more than likely they already got who they want. So if you want to go ahead and do an interview, don't worry. Your name will not be leaked. We're not going to leak your name. We're not going to leak a spreadsheet with all your names on it. So, if Chris Jones does happen to do an interview, it will never get out. It will never. No one will ever know.
A refund is due unto me. Don't feel like I just been abused out here today. God ain't pleased with this. You can't do the Saints like this. Boy, I don't even know if I'm gonna sit out here till the police come. I'm gonna sit out here till the police come. I'm doing a refund. Because I'm doing one of me.
FAMU is still looking at that $70,000 that they added to that $800,000 deficit and looking like, why in the world will we get a search firm to tell us that the best candidate has been sitting here in this office
And
next
Timona,
to Willie Simmons' empty office ever
that
since he announced that he was gone?
they were trying to laugh off their pain on us. That's all it was.
Okay, so misplaced,
Misplaced,
right?
yeah,
Y'all
definitely.
trying to act like y'all ain't bothered, but you really are bothered. It don't hit the same. It's not the same.
It is not.
Our coaches leaving Jackson State is not the same as Willie leaving FAMU. And the SWAC was being petty. They gave him a luggage. Like, they gave him a SWAC luggage. And we're not talking about no small carry-on. We talking about the big dog. Oh, and also congratulations, of course, to the Boom, right? What did you think about that performance, AJ?
Big things, big announcement coming up soon with the J5. Look for it soon.
Wait,
That's all I'll say about that.
we ain't done yet?
Are we ever done? We got motion.
Okay, so
The performance was legendary.
so
It goes right up there with the other performance we've ever had as a university. Um, Man, I love the Boom. That's all I can say.
they said, I think we ain't done yet. What? See, this is one thing that I will say about Jackson State. We can hold a secret.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is an old video, but it's basically reminiscent of not even just football, not just football. This is basketball. This is baseball. This is just Jackson State through and through. Of course, it's gonna play the Christmas music, but the sentiments are still the same.
How would you evaluate your season?
I think we ain't done yet. I think we ain't done yet.
We ain't done yet. We ain't done.
Free publicity. Gotta love it.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Peace out.
All right. Good night, guys.